Well, first off, I just want to say, obviously, thank you for having me. Let me get some of my notes here. I had to take down some notes. I like to take down some notes, but it is an extremely proud moment for me. Obviously, the Colombo family. As a kid growing up in East Boston, it's very similar, and it's weird. I don't like to have my back to, these young kids out here. I want them to see that I'm no different than them. I walk their same path. Obviously I didn't grow up in Brockton, but East Boston was no different. I came from basically nothing in the sense. I grew up in a single parent household. My mother worked multiple jobs. I grew up in an environment where it was a great environment. It breeded pride, East Boston. It taught me all the things that I am today, but there was challenges. And like the Colombo family and the coaches and talked about, the biggest thing for me going on a straight and narrow was sports. Sports kept me off the wrong path. And I have to thank coaches for that. And I've played with some great coaches, obviously Bill Belichick, Bill Parcells, my coach down at the University of Georgia and Marshall University, Jim Donnan. But the two coaches that stand out the most to me, because they basically built the foundation, is my basketball coach, Mike Rubin, who coached me at East Boston High School, and my football coach, John Loftus, and taught me all the things that I needed to be taught and how to be successful. And obviously you see what the Colombos have created here, and it's an honor to follow in that footsteps, and it's like I tell my kids, your legacy is great, and to come from a great legacy is one thing, but now you have to create your own legacy, and that's what I intend to do. My goal is to give every athlete that steps on this field skills and tools that I think are so important in life. I want to see them grow into young adults that are successful, that are contributing to their community, that are contributing to their family legacy, their name. I want them to bring back what I remember as a kid growing up in East Boston. I remember when you talked about the gold standard in football, I remember there was really two teams, but it was really one team. It was Brockton and Everett. But generally, Brockton was at the top of that list. And that's something that I want to bring back, and I'm going to do everything in my part. And the third thing on that list is everybody that straps on a helmet has aspirations, whether that's to play at a Power 5 school like my alma mater, the University of Georgia, or a Division III school. You have a goal. My goal is to help you achieve your goal. And if that's your goal, to play at the highest level possible, my intent is to make sure you're in that position. I'll never forget Willie Mack. I remember Willie McGinnis saying this. He does a lot of stuff with the kids out in California and Long Beach. No books, no looks. No matter how good you are, if you don't have your books, you don't have your education, coaches are not going to fool with you. But my goal is to help you understand that. And if you do have aspirations of one day playing in the NFL, my job isn't to tell you, well, you probably can't make that. It's going to be too difficult. My job is to tell you that you can. My job is to give you the reality of what it takes to get to that level. But understand, I'm no different than any one of you sitting up in those bleachers. I came from nothing and was able to play at the highest level, at the collegiate level, and at the professional level. And I was a kid from East Boston, and the program that I came from was nothing like what you guys have here. So the biggest thing for me is to make sure that you understand that. The most important thing you have to do, and I tell my two sons this every day, and I'm going to be fair with you. I'm going to treat you like I treat my own kids. I got two boys and a girl, and I'm going to treat you guys the same way. I'm going to treat you guys the same way. It's very simple. I'm going to be fair, but I'm going to be hard, but we're going to have fun doing it. And the goal is to help you achieve your goal, no matter what that is, whether it's Division II, Division III, FBS, FCS, Power 5, that is the goal. But in order to achieve that, it's like I tell my kids, at the end of the day, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you got to ask yourself, did you do everything in your power to get you one step closer? Are you doing everything in your power to get you one step closer? Are you taking advantage of the opportunity to get you one step closer? Not just on the field, but also in the classroom. And if you are, then we're going to do our best to help you achieve that goal as a coaching staff. We're going to work together, and we're going to make sure everybody has the opportunity. But you got to work. You got to tell yourself. Always, the one thing I was taught was self-evaluation. You know, Belichick always would say, got to be able to self-evaluate. And I was talking to my wife, and she said this. If you're fortunate enough to get a free education, then that means a school is willing to invest $300,000 into you and your family. And that is something that you should be proud of. You should be proud of that. I'll never forget, I sat at the kitchen table with my mother. It was a long time ago, not too long ago. And I sat at the kitchen table with her, you know, God rest her soul. And she goes, "You want to play college football?" I said, "Yep." And there was a coach sitting across from me, Barry Gallup. He was coaching at Northeastern. And he goes, "Mrs. Wiggins, we'd love to have your son come play for us at Northeastern." And my mother goes, "Well, guess what? Can't do it. He can't afford it." And he goes, No. We're going to pay for everything." She goes, "Well, guess what? He's going to Northeastern." And so just to be proud of that opportunity, my wife said this to me driving over. Imagine somebody handing you $300,000 or your parents or your guardian or whoever's taking care of you and saying, this is going to help you towards your future. That's ultimately what it becomes. And so that is my goal here. That is what I want to do here. That is why I'm here, is to show everybody that looks like me, talks like me, walks like me, and is from a place very similar to where I'm from, that anything can be attained. So I think that's the biggest thing. And I hear that Superman in the background. I like that too. Don't even sweat. I like it. But yeah, I don't want to keep people, because if you don't know, I'm on the radio and I can talk all day long. So I don't want to keep people too long. And I just want to say, once again, I want to thank the Colombo family, because obviously I know what you guys have been able to accomplish here. I'm proud to be part of Brockton High School and the Boxers. I'm proud to now hopefully create a legacy with all these great coaches, all these great kids, and just be, when it's all said and done, the most important thing, when it's all said and done, people will remember you more than anything in life. It's not how much money you got. It's not what you drive. It's not what you wear. Those are all great. But the one thing they're going to remember you more than anything is what type of character he had, she had, what type of character. And I will say this in closing, and I tell my kids this all the time. The worst thing you can be, is wasted talent. That's the worst thing you could be. So take that talent that God gave you, and let's do something positive with it. So thank you very much.